behind us is the Honda CRV.
If you're after an SUV with a, let's say, untamed side, you really want to look at this model. This is the VTEC.
It has a 1.5 litre turbocharged VTEC engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox.
It has 163 PS as well as agile handling. So, if truth be known, it doesn't really handle like an SUV, does it?
No, it doesn't. This model is the 2-wheel drive version, but you can get 4-wheel drive, a CVT, diesel engines,
yes,
and a 2-litre VTEC engine.
And you've got 4 trims to choose from as well. S, SE, SR and EX.
Prices start at just under £26,000.
But our model is just under 28,500, but it is kitted out. Automatic headlamps, rain sensing wipers and 18-inch alloy wheels.
Saying that, I'm going to be taking a look at the exterior styling.
I'll be looking at the interior, the functionality and the build quality.
Then we'll both be driving it, and then we'll bring you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
If you like car reviews, the latest automotive news and show coverage, why not subscribe to Planet Auto? It's free. Just click subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll always know when we upload a new video. Thank you.
The first thing you'll notice is the signature headlamps, the large chrome grille that's in keeping with the rest of the Honda range, the rugged plastic cladding at the bottom, and the honeycomb grille just gives it a sporty look. Every CRV has LED headlights and LED daytime running lights as standard. Our model has automatic wipers, automatic headlamps with self-dip. If you opt for SR and above, then you also get adaptive cornering lights as well. Depending on your trim level, there's a range of safety equipment on offer. Ours has adaptive cruise control. You can get things like blind spot detection and cross-traffic monitoring. And don't forget front parking sensors. Coming to the side of the car, the rugged cladding continues. You can get 17, 18 and 19-inch wheels. Ours has 18-inch alloy wheels. Heated, electrically operated folding door mirrors. We don't have keyless entry, but you can get that on higher trim levels. The door does also cover the bottom of the sill, so no more muddy trousers. You have this nice chrome surround around the window line that gives it an executive feel. You also have this chrome strip along the top of the cladding. You can also get privacy glass. Coming to the back of the car, you have these sculpted rear lenses, the chrome strip that runs along the entire back of the boot, as well as your high-level brake light in your rear spoiler, reversing camera, parking sensors, and don't forget those twin exhausts that do the VTEC engine justice. Our model also has a tow bar.
The first thing you'll notice when you step into the CRV is, well, realistically, it's very similar to the Civic. The only thing that is different is the fact that the gearbox is actually on the dashboard, but that makes it very good for changing gear. It's a lot shorter to move to. You've got a mix of materials, everything from leather to wood effect style trims, and the trim all down the centre with lots of storage areas too, but we'll get to that in a moment. When it comes to functionality, I've got all-round electric windows, power folding door mirrors, which are heated, and you can get a blind spot detection in there as well. You've got a tweeter up here, you've got all your media controls on the steering wheel. Everything on this car depends on which trim level you go for. We've got the SE, but there's the SR, the S and the EX. Now, when you look at these trims, you can get anything from cross-traffic monitoring through to heated seats. So there's a trim that will suit you, to be honest. You've got automatic lights with high beam assist, rain sensing wipers. You can get heads up display dependent on trim. You've got a fuel computer in the center that gives you information on everything from traffic sign recognition through to your media and your MPG. On your steering wheel, you've got your active cruise control settings. You've also got lane keep assist on there as well. When it comes to the infotainment system, you've got DAB radio, Bluetooth, satellite navigation. You can also set some of the settings through the car too. You've got dual zone climate control, start stop, economy mode, your power handbrake, a brake hold button, as well as a 12-volt socket down here, and USBs in the central storage area. There's also another 12-volt socket and an HDMI in this central area too. When it comes to practicality, I've got lots of headroom, and I'm 6'3". I've also got lots of legroom. There's a lot of adjustment in the seat. It is all done manually, but they are very comfortable. You've also got reach and height adjustment in the steering wheel. When it comes to storage, Well, there's quite a bit in this car. You've got decent sized door bins. You've also got a lot of storage in the centre. 2 cup holders, a big central storage area. This lifts up and this can slide forwards and backwards. And you could realistically get your full lunch in there. Everything from a pot noodle to an apple. And when it comes to the glove box, well, that is quite a decent size too. And you can get a flask in there quite easily, or maybe even 2. Now up here, you've got a very clever idea. You've got a sunglasses holder, but it's also got a mirror as well, which means it's perfect for keeping an eye on your children. Now, stepping into the rear, have you ever seen a door that does this? Look at that. That's like pretty much a right angle. So, getting in, as you would expect, is extremely easy. The raised ride height helps with that too. Now, this seat's set up for me. I'm 6'3". Now, when it comes to legroom, as you can see, I have got a decent amount of legroom. I've also got a lot of foot room as well. I mean, they're not even remotely under the front seat, but that's because this vehicle comes in a 5-seat or a 7-seater version. Headroom's very good as well. Space-wise, 2 adults would be very, very comfortable, especially with this pull-down armrest that you've got in the centre. 3 would be a bit of a squeeze, certainly possible, mind, and 3 children, absolutely no problem. You've got 2 cup holders here. The finish in here is extremely good too. You've got stitching and you've got very comfortable seats. Like the front, there's a lot of nice materials. I mean, this is hard plastic, but it's got a nice touch to it. You've got this wood effect trim here. You've also got a little tweeter in the door card. Bit of a padded area for your arm to rest. There's also stitching, got mat pockets on the back of the seats. You've also got a gloss panel on here that houses your electric window. Decent sized door bins where you can fit a bottle of water. And when it comes to the centre of the car, you've got 2 USBs and vents for your air conditioning. Curtain side airbags and map reading lights in the centre, 1 for each side. And don't forget the ISOFIX points for your child seats. Overall, the interior of the CRV is finished very well, and that's in the front and the rear. You've got a nice mix of materials, everything from leather to wood effects to chromes to soft touch plastics. The infotainment system's very intuitive, and the feel of the steering wheel and the fact of all the tech as well. I mean, you've got all that safety tech with your active cruise control, and it's very roomy too. When it comes to the boot of the CRV, you can unlock it using the key. Once open, you have 472 litres at the lower end, up to 1,756 at the higher end, dependent on whether you've got the 5-seater, the 7-seater, whether the seats are up or down. But if you've noticed, right, this could do with being a little bit higher, so be careful if you're over 6 foot when you lean in. But look, no boot lip, and also you've got a false floor. Now, it can be 1 step lower or 1 step higher. Now, the benefit with this false floor is when it's set on the higher level, if you drop those seats, and you can do it using these little tabs here, it will be a completely flat loading area, which means it's very good for getting larger objects in. You've also got tethering points just at the front, a subwoofer, also some storage points on the right and the left, and 2 rear lights as well. And don't forget this pull-out rear parcel shelf. And there's also a power outlet of the 12-volt socket here. There's also a spare wheel under the floor. Now, don't forget, if you opt for the higher trim, which is EX, you also get a power tailgate.
What's the Honda CRV like to drive? Well, you have a 1.5 litre VTEC turbo engine.
VTEC, there's the keyword there. And it sounds the part, it really does, doesn't it? And performs like a VTEC.
Two-wheel drive. Straight away, it surprised me because it doesn't drive anything like a large SUV, well, any other large SUV we've driven.
No, it doesn't.
Especially considering you can get this with 7 seats and 4-wheel drive if you want to.
And it's got a raised ride height, hasn't it?
Well, yes, you can tackle rocky terrain like we are now, and it's, you know, still comfortable, but it's not lumbering, there's no body roll, it's still very refined on-road.
Well, it's got agile handling and all types of things, hasn't it, when you look into the actual spec of it?
Well, that's it. I think this drives more like a hot hatch than a 4x4 SUV.
I mean, as you say, it's got the twin exhaust, so it's it reminds me of VTECs of old.
I think it provides a very versatile driving experience because it can be very comfortable, it can be very quiet.
Very family orientated.
Yet very easy to drive. Yet, if you want to...
I mean, listen to that.
With those twin exhausts, you have a very raspy exhaust note. It's unbelievable, really, because when this car first arrived, I drove it like you would most sort of 7-seater family SUVs.
Yes. Well, when you initially spoke to me about it, you're like, it's an SUV. How's it drive? Like an SUV. I was like, I'm sure it's a VTEC. Just go out, give it a spirited drive, and you came back with a completely different repertoire of things you absolutely loved about it.
Well, that's it. The handling is phenomenal for a car this size.
Yes.
The steering is very direct. There's no body roll. It's very agile. You have a good sense of direction. The shift on the gearbox is, the throw isn't too long and it isn't notchy.
No, and it's not really that out of the way being where it is either, because it's not in a conventional place, is it, for a gearbox, especially in an SUV?
Well, it gives you a very short distance between the steering wheel and the shifter. It really is.
I love the tone of it, I really do. And it's not too intrusive, say at motorway speeds. You don't even know it's there. It's only when you put your foot down that you get that classic VTEC growl.
Well, yesterday I drove this car over 160 miles and it was an absolute pleasure on the motorway. Whether or not you're doing 30 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, it remains composed, it remains pretty much exactly the same no matter what speed you're doing. It's a very quiet cabin.
It is, yeah, no, I've noticed that. It's very well refined in here, and if truth be known, it can virtually drive itself, can't it?
It has adaptive cruise control, and you can opt for various safety aids depending on which trim level you go.
Cross traffic alert, all types of things. I mean, the lane keep assist, as we've mentioned before in Hondas, it's one of the best we've ever come across, isn't it? I mean, the car virtually steers itself down an A road.
Yes, it's quite remarkable, really, and it makes the car so much easier to drive. The steering's nice and light when manoeuvring. You have good visibility out of the car.
Reversing camera?
Yep. All-round parking sensors as well.
Yeah.
And when carrying out some more spirited driving, it's very agile and very direct.
This is not an SUV!
Like, how can you have a car that has a mirror to check on your children,
Yeah.
which can drive
The option
like
of 7 seats as well.
It's just outstanding.
Yeah. No, it's a driver's car, isn't it? That's the thing. SUVs are becoming the really big thing. I mean, the amount of SUVs we have reviewed now. And yeah, this is one of the sportier ones, isn't it?
It definitely is. Economy isn't too bad either. We've been getting 36,
Not the way we've been driving.
Well, I've got 36, 37 mpg driving up here.
Yeah, no, that's not bad considering 1.5 VTEC.
Well, when you think about it, a diesel would be getting about 5 miles per gallon more in realistic driving conditions.
Yes, exactly. On an eco run, you're probably closer to 50, but that's it. It's the way off, isn't it, between diesel and petrol? Which do you prefer? And with a tone like this, and responsiveness with the petrol engine, I'd opt for this.
Yes, it's a very, well, it offers such a range of experience.
It does. I also like the looks of it as well. I think this looks far more modern and far more in keeping with the new brand.
It's in keeping like with the current generation Civic.
Yes.
Feels very under control.
What are the brakes like?
Very good.
All-round discs.
Yeah.
Hill start assist, hill hold assist, whatever it's called on this.
You also have a very angry lady that shouts at you if you do anything wrong. But you do have the safety aids. If it doesn't think you're going to brake, then it sets an alert off on the dashboard.
Plus you can get things like heads-up display, can't you?
Yeah, cross-traffic monitoring.
Yes.
And as standard, you get LED headlamps on this car.
You can get an auto, well, CVT, manual, diesels, petrols, and a 4x4 model as well. And the S, but that's only available in a manual.
Although the manual is I think it feels slightly unusual in a car this size. It doesn't in this, when you think of the concept of a manual gearbox in a family 4x4 now, it's quite an unusual
most are automatics,
concept,
aren't they? Yeah.
But it suits this car down to the ground.
Yeah.
It just allows you to have so much more fun.
You've actually got the power, the handling, the looks, and, well, everything you need to give you an engaging drive, especially for an SUV. Now, auto wipers, auto lights. It's also got main beam assist as well, hasn't it?
Yes, the system's yet again one of the best in
its class.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What we noticed last night is the lights are absolutely immense. You put them on low beam and you've got a decent throw and you can see for, you know, quite a distance. But that's LED lights for you, isn't it?
Through the gears you have enough power even with a 1.5 litre engine, because it's a VTEC. No matter what type of road you're tackling, this car's at home, whether or not it's a motorway, a B road, an A road,
yeah,
some hairpin corners, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I've noticed this car's extremely at home on B roads, especially these curvy ones, because it grips so well. The brakes are really spot on, and you've got the acceleration where you need it as well.
The dials are nice and clear. The overall build quality is excellent.
It's very similar to a Civic, isn't it?
Well, that's it. The steering wheel and the instrument clusters are exactly the same.
Yes. Plant it now. Rev up 6.5. Now listen to that. That does not sound like your normal SUV, does it? And you've got your 6th gear, obviously, for economy too. So if you do floor it, you will get a bit of spin. But that just adds to the VTEC effect. The clever thing with Hondas is there's a trim level to suit your needs. With the S, you still get things like LED headlamps, but you don't get auto wipers and you don't get auto lights. So you just saves you a bit of money. And then you've got the SE, which comes with lights, rain sensing wipers, things like that. SR, privacy glass, leather interior. EX then goes on top of that with heated rear seat, heads-up display, and an open glass panoramic roof. And that's not all the options. I mean, you get traffic sign recognition, adaptive cruise control like Michael mentioned, intelligent speed limiter, brake assist, vehicle trailer stability assist, interesting, tyre pressure monitor, agile handling assist. Now you do feel that, don't you, especially when driving on a B road?
Absolutely, especially when you're doing some spirited driving.
Yes, really putting that VTEC to work. Collision mitigation braking system, forward collision warning, lane keep assist, which we mentioned as well, lane departure warning, front and rear curtain airbags, 4 front airbags, and obviously for children, ISOFIX.
Overall, great car to drive, handling's very good, engine's very good.
Yes, and you can get to 2 litre as well in the VTEC too.
And if you're more after economy, then you can get a diesel.
Yeah, manuals, automatics, well, CVT. And a 4x4 model, and it's not just the 5-seater either, is it? You can get a 7-seater too.
You can get 7 seats.
Now this model has 173 PS, but Newton meters of torque, you're talking 220. Top speed, now staggeringly, have you any idea what this will do at top speed?
120.
130.
Ah.
Yes. 0 to 60 in 9.3 as well. That's the SC 2-wheel drive. When you go for the all-wheel drive, then that increases to about 9.8. Let's see how it climbs up here. Ooh, nice. Not quite as quick as the Type R, but very good for an SUV. This is an SUV I love.
What's our verdict of the Honda CRV?
I'm very impressed. It's very practical. I do like that VTEC engine, and I'm quite surprised by the economy. I thought it would be far more of a guzzler than it is.
Well, yes, considering the performance and the fun that you get out of this car.
Exactly.
It's also very practical with the large boot, and you can fit 3 adults in the back, no problem at all.
And the fact that you can choose 4 trims, and the starting price seems very good too. I mean,
just under £26,000.
Whereas ours is what, just under 28.5, but it's got all the added extras, hasn't it?
Well, that's it, and you can put a lot more on this car as well. You can also get a CVT gearbox, all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Those twin exhausts, it gives it a really sporty appearance.
Yeah, and they sound the part as well. But I love this new range of Honda vehicles. I mean, the rear of it completely captivates me, and the fact that it doesn't look like a conventional SUV.
No, it looks more like an estate car in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Same with me.
It's also Euro NCAP 5.
Oh, well, it's packed full of lots of safety tech, isn't it? I mean, active cruise control, cross-traffic monitoring and mitigation collision type things and
Blind
others.
spot detection.
Exactly, it's just got a big list. And the thing is, most of that is from standard 2.
Economy, we've been getting, what, 36, 37 mpg?
And we've been driving it rather spiritedly because of the agile handling system and all that. So,
But realistically, the diesels, what, you're only going to get about 5, 10 more mpg in everyday use anyway.
plus you've got an econo mode on this as well.
If you're in the market for a practical, very engaging to drive SUV,
Yeah, perfect for the family, perfect for adventuring, and available in 4-wheel drive. Well,
the Honda CRV is well worth taking a look at.
it certainly is.
For more great impartial car reviews, please subscribe to Planet Auto. If you have any questions about this car, put it in the comments section below. Also remember to turn on that notification bell so you're updated whenever we upload a video.
Thank you.